Hello and welcome to day one of Magical Miracle Money. I'm so excited to come in and share with you this wonderful topic because having miracle money is probably one of the best things that you can have when you want to have a profitable business, you want to have flexible time, and you also want to enjoy a lot of time with your kids because when you bring in the money, when you feel safe around money, that's how money is being manifested. So in my WMA, I have shared about how miracle money comes up time and time again and how we can actually manifest it in the most effortless way. Some women have actually asked me what's a powerful intention and how I actually managed to create 6K USD in 6 days. So at the end of the day, this is what I really love to zoom in. In one of my sessions, I talk about the 3 levels of money manifestation, and feeling the sense of safetyness is essential if you want to get more money in the most effortless way. Okay, so okay, I will start off the training. Okay, welcome. My name is Lydia Nah. I am the founder of Lydia Nah Coaching. I'm a CEO, mom, coach, and I have an 8-year financial service experience. And I in the insurance sales business. So what actually led me to be here sharing about money is really because I realized that a lot of people, especially a lot of women, we have a very strong desire to have a passionate, burning business, but yet we actually have a lot of money mind blocks, right? And that actually stops a lot of us from creating new income streams. And actually on the other end, we actually keep focusing on reducing their expenses. We don't end up going for our passion because we say it takes up too much time or it takes up too much money. But all of these are actually just money stories that we see in society, and that's what we actually imprint on ourselves. So what actually got me to start talking about money in the most miraculous and the most magical way was because I myself have went through my money milestones. For example, in the past, I was always somebody who saved up a lot. I was always a saver. At the expense, sometimes I lose out on my lifestyle. And the only way that I thought was enjoying my life was when I have a big splurge, like going for a haircut like $400, but that was really like once in 3 months, right? But what if we could have that option where we could enjoy every moment? We could enjoy every moment of abundance, right? Wouldn't it be very different? And what I did was that I created another income stream in September 2021. Since then, I don't have many clients, to be honest, 6 clients, but 6 very aligned clients. Some of them left, so, and then came back. One of them left and then she came back to join me before she delivered, and she's still with me up till now. Another one joined me from, in fact, most of them joined me from first offer, where I moved on from a trial offer. I just started out just trial offer, first month offer, and then 3 months. And right now, I actually stepped into the zone of offering 5 to 6 months coaching package, which is actually the longest, one of the longest term package that you can afford for a client, because the client has to be someone that you want to be with for the next 6 months. I'm charging about 9K USD for that, and I attracted about 80K of investment in my first business. My bank account went to $0 on my birthday last Friday, yet I still feel being supported from everywhere, right? So why magical miracle money? Because when we are in that space of having money in the most magical and the most miraculous way, in fact, that is actually one of the journal prompts that I would like all the participants to do first before they join my training, is because what would you do if you have magical and miraculous money, right? Would you have lots of family downtime for yourself? Would you be the mom who have it all? Time, money, business, freedom, family, kids, right? Would you be able to stay at home and sometimes attend to the house chores and sometimes fix, like I'm the kind of a woman who likes to pack the books a little bit, like to take out the laundry and then I'll get back to my table and I start doing again. I'm not that kind who can sit at the table and non-stop crunch out for 8 hours. Like it will kill me. right? And what if you having a magical miracle money experience allows you to have a 360-degree liberating relationship with money? You can spend, save, invest, and create time and time again, not just once when you have a miracle milestone, but you can create time and time and time again. Isn't that really amazing? So I would like to actually take some time to talk about energy, and why energy is because it actually goes down to the root of how miraculous money really works. What we are actually focusing on is about the point of attraction, the law of attraction, about how money flows in and out of your life. According to money's personalities, there are a few different types. You have spenders, you have savers, but spenders and savers are the most popular ones. And you guys, it is pretty similar to TCM, right? Traditional Chinese medicine. Anything that's stagnant does not have qi, does not have vitality. And it's the same for money as well. Money that is being hoarded, that is not taken out to being recycled, right? Money is just energy. And if money cannot flow in and out, your money will stay stuck. That's how people end up as mid-career switch. Sometimes they end up being stuck in that zone where they can proceed or they can't grow any further than where they are right now. Right? Because there is a blockage point. There's a blockage point in their money thoughts. There's a blockage point in their money emotions as well. And because of that, they will always feel at this point where they feel emotional stuckness. Emotional stuckness eventually leads on to blockages, health issues, and so on. Okay, so energy is basically, you can see we have skin and bones here, right? But what we actually have around us is an aura. It's an aura of energy, is an aura of what we call the point of attraction. And anything that you put out to the universe, right, you will get what you are in reality. So if you do not like your current reality for whatever reason, I don't have enough money, I'm not seeing my husband stepping up, I don't like my kids behaving this way, then you got to check in with yourself. What kind of energy are you emitting as well? Okay, and when you talk about energy in this world, it falls predominantly to two sectors, which is feminine and masculine energy. Okay, and later on, I have to explain this a little bit because you'll be able to understand what kind of energy we should take and approach when we are handling money, because money actually belongs to one of these energy, if you can make a guess. Is that the feminine energy is somebody who is very receptive, is very confident, is very inviting, is very soothing, is very intuitive and creative, and she asks for what she needs. In return, the masculine is the one who provides and services the divine feminine, right? So there is a saying in the energy world that the divine masculine will always support the divine feminine. Okay, if you think about for those ladies who are in relationships, when you're married as well, think about the relationship between you and your husband, right? One is the feminine and one is the masculine. But when you have two masculine together, you end up lots of quarrels, you end up lots of fights. But when you end up with two feminine, it ends up being too emotional. It ends up as no action taking. It ends up as too much overthinking. Okay, so too much of each is not good. Okay, everybody, there's a yin and yang, and actually in each and every of us, we all have a masculine and we have a feminine. Our feminine is the intuitive side of us, the one who takes on the intuitive download, and the masculine is the one who takes the bold action, who takes the decision making, and who just keeps doing based on the intuitive direction given by the feminine. Okay, and what has all of this got to do with money? A lot, really, a lot. If you can make a guess, can you decide, can you make a guess which one is the money energy, right? So how we show up with money, time, and men is how we show up with the universe. Money, if you guys actually made a correct guess, money, time, and men are all masculine energy. So if what I said earlier on, where the masculine provides for the feminine, how should we behave around masculine action? How should we behave around money, time, or men then? right? It should be a lean back approach. It should be in a receiving mode. It should be in a very trusting mode, in a very feeling mode. Because when we are keep taking our action, when we keep hustling and we keep doing, we can't feel it. We can't feel it. We can't bask in how the masculine is able to support us. And that's what I realized that a lot of people do. I mean, never mind the fact that you have men who are hustling for money. If you have the energy, then go for it, because there are some people who don't get tired out with hustling. But if you are like me as well, who has come to a point and realized that she's tired of hustling, she's tired of working hard. She's tired of keep doing and doing because you want more time for yourself. You want more rest time. Then showing up in your divine feminine would be the other alternative to attracting the money to you instead of chasing after it. So for those of you in a relationship, I'd love for you to think about a time where you felt totally supported and basking in your partner's support. How did you think, act, and behave? Remember, I go back to the slide about, okay, earlier on, okay, later, I haven't shown this yet, but later on I'll have a slide, but how would you think in your thoughts? How would you act, feel? How would you feel? And how would you behave around it, right? Would you feel that, would you feel so comforted? Would you feel so safe? Would you feel that like everything is provided for, right? On the other hand, reflect upon a time where things in between you and your partner were so rocky, you were asking for more attention, more time, and more money. How were you acting? How were you feeling? And how were you behaving? You were feeling a lack of trust. You were feeling insecure. You were feeling needy, and you became demanding, right? Because when we feel lack from within, we want to have the external validation from the outside, which comes from our partner. But often when we actually try to find that validation in the other partner, we can't see that, because there is no person who can change a lack mindset unless it is you yourself, right? So what happens when the woman feels insecure is that there will be top 3 destructive traits when she feels in a feeling of lack. Number 1, there is never appreciation. There is always so hard, and it will always be a lot of judgment. Number 2, there will be in denial of support. So it basically means that they end up like, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that for me? I need more this, I need more that, right? And they are like, oh, I bought a gift for you. And they're like, oh, no, you're supposed to bring me out. And they are like, and the husband will be, oh, but you didn't ask for it. Oh, you're supposed to read my mind. Like, isn't that really common? Right? And then we'll be asking more and more of it from the men. Recall a time I have had, thinking about it, like when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, it really speaks to me, because when I think about how I was asking more and more from my husband, he got so frustrated. And when it goes to the point where the woman keeps asking a lot from the men will just, number 1, they stop giving in due time. And number 2, they will just give up completely at one point, because a man will only be tireless when they are appreciated, when they are encouraged, when they know they're on the right track. And that comes from the physical evidence from the women, that validation that they are doing the right thing, they're doing the right sort of affirmation for our sense of security. And there's no other better way of for a man to feel fulfilled as compared ever to providing for the women in their life. Seeing the women in their life being so happy makes them so tireless, and they have that insatiable energy to keep going on and on. Like, I see my husband and I'll be like, aren't you so tired? They're like, no, like I see you and my son being so happy if he feels that it's all worth it. So if you feel that you have these top 3 destructive traits where you never appreciate, or you're really very hard on money, you're being judgmental about money, you're in denial of support, do you think money is going to show up for you, right? So the truth is that no, money is not going to show up at all, because there is a sense of safetyness being lacking. This sense of safetyness comes off in our thoughts, in our feelings, and in our aura. And all of these things, it can't be a lot of people, they get caught in like, oh, but I'm thinking these positive thoughts, but their feeling is telling something different. Their emotions, why? Tomorrow I'll talk about emotional stories around money. Yeah, because they end up feeling like one of their brain is going this direction, their heart is going this another direction, and you end up giving mixed signals to the universe. And giving signals to the universe is just like having a phone, right? We always tell the universe what we want, but the universe always gives us what we are. So the current reality is always the most accurate reflection of your inner belief. Your vibe never lies, okay? And so if you do not like your current reality, simply change your inner belief, correct? So on the other hand, if you have those people who, they have they tell themselves, oh no, I'm feeling abundant, I feel they end up stuffing that down, and their thoughts just end up like, oh, but I don't see the money, I don't see the money, I don't see the money. It is still lack. It comes off very zigzag mode, and anything that is fuzzy, you won't get a clear outcome, which results in you don't get a clear manifestation of your money. So if the thought is not there, the feeling is not there, as long as any of these three factors is not aligned, you don't get your money being manifested. You need to have very clear and powerful thoughts, very clear and powerful emotions around money, and a very clear behavior around money. Behavior around money, like what would my next version around money behave like? Would she be in a version, of which later on I will address that in the 3 levels of money manifestation? Would she have a feeling of lack? Would she feel like she's always scrambling for money? And will she always feel that I need this money, but I don't know where it's going to come from? Or will she be like, oh, if it's going to come, it's going to come, but if it's not going to come? Or she's going to go in bold. She's going to go in with a very powerful intention. If it appears in my vision, it's going to come in today, it's going to come in today. Like for me, this month is Miracle Money Month. I'm going for a Perth trip in August with my family, and I would love to manifest a sum of money, and as well as my whole expenses and everything this month. And I know that I'm going to go back to faith. I'm going to go back to having to rely on the universe, letting the universe do its magic. And I'm just going to come in here to appear in the most effortless way to speak my truth. And I let the universe send out my message to whoever that is meant to be. Because I know that my new version know that the money is going to come in anywhere. I'm not going to dictate where it's going to come from. It may come from my first business. It might come from my second business. It might come in from somebody who, from my husband, or it might come in from somebody that I borrowed the money from, but it's going to come in from somewhere. And that is the highest level where we actually go into overflowing abundance money, where you don't need money at all. Like it's just part of your being. It's just part of like breathing. Right? So if you do not like your current reality, you feel that you don't have enough money in your current lifestyle right now, simply look at your inner belief. And why having belief is so powerful? Because belief is basically a thought that has been recycled time and time again. And belief leads to thoughts that create feelings that creates actions, and that creates results. And from the results that you see, reinstates into our belief system. And why belief is so powerful is that having a belief system, whether you have an abundant belief system or having a lack belief system, plays an important role for what you are going to see with your eye, because the eye only sees what the mind is prepared to comprehend. Our eye just takes in 5% of what our subconscious mind wants to see. At the end of the day, we have our brain, right? We actually have 95% is our subconscious mind. So we don't think about it. It's part of habits. It's part of our DNA. We don't think in too much. We just spend 5% of our brain power thinking. And because of that, our eye only wants to pick out what the mind wants to see. So if you're going to pick out from your husband that he's such a nitpicky person and he's such a fussy person, he will look at it that way. And then even if you have instances where he's being so easy on you, you will neglect it completely. right? And if you're in a, or like on the other hand, if you're in a state of full of abundance, you're going to go out there and see how everybody's providing you in all big ways and small ways as well. So the same goes for those who are in lack mindset. Some of you have actually wrote in on your enrollment form that you have a lack mindset, and you have asked me repeatedly, how do I clear this lack mindset? Right? The eye only sees what the mind is prepared to comprehend. If you're ready to think about abundant mindset, you have to start diligently looking around you and picking out everything every day, writing 10 to 20 things that you have received in abundance. And this is a religious practice until to the point it becomes your programming. It is not something that you do for 1 week and you give it up after that, because your mind is so powerful, especially your brain is so powerful to keep pulling you back to the old version of lack. Especially some of you have very sticky past where you always are in a lack environment where you grew up feeling lack around money. So your past version will keep trying to pull you back and showing you signs and like, hey, you have no money here. Hey, you don't have clients here. Hey, somebody owes you money and you can't pay and they can't pay you back. Hey, and it will show you everything to keep you behind the line, because they know, your brain knows that if you take one step further, you will end up being in the unfamiliar zone. Anything unfamiliar is dangerous. Okay, so if you know this brain hack, work against it. If you want to be on the other side of abundant life, you have to know how to work your mind and be the master of your mind and not be the servant of your mind. Our mind, our brain is a powerful servant, but it's a lousy master. Okay, those people who are able to create magnificent things in their lives is because they have harnessed the brain hacks. They know how to get around their brains so that it gives them exactly what they want in life. Okay. So this is the picture of a tree, an apple tree, and you have roots, right? And why I would like to put up this example is because you can see really clearly the inner world is our belief, our thoughts, our feelings, and the outer world is the result. And let's say if somebody wants to actually change, not have an apple tree, but they want to have an orange tree. What a lot of them will do is that they will pluck out the apple and they'll change it to orange, and they'll paste an orange. Do you think that makes it an orange tree? No, right? That actually makes it still an apple tree. Why? Because the roots are still apple. If you want to change an apple tree, you gotta change the roots. Similarly, if you want to change an orange tree to an apple tree to an orange tree, you have to clear out the roots. The roots are your beliefs, your thoughts, and your feelings. Okay, this is why people keep focusing, and even when they have the lack mindset, they think that having another business, they think that having more clients will be able to give them that abundant feeling, but no, it doesn't change the result. It doesn't change how they feel. It doesn't change their belief. It doesn't change their feelings as well. They end up still going back to that lack mindset because their roots is all in lack. Their roots are all muddy. It's all soft. It's all watery. There is no nutrients at all. On the other hand, so there's one thing that's missing here, which is the actions. And you give a guess for actions where it's going to be, is that the actions is the topsoil. Actions is the one that bridges the inner world and the outer world. So if your inner world is filled with your belief, your thoughts, your feelings are filled with abundant feelings, abundant thoughts, abundant belief, you are going to act out in that certain way and you are going to get abundant results. But if your feelings, your belief, your thoughts, your feelings are coming from a place of lack, you are going to have, even when you're sitting at your desk working 10 hours, working 12 hours, you're going to have lack actions. You're going to have actions that are in fear, in hustling, in doubts, in worry, and all you get are doubtful results as well. So if we want to change our results, we got to change our belief, our thoughts, and our feelings. This is a similar thing for those people who want to change, who want to lose weight as well, right? They think just by cutting carbs, they can lose weight, but no, they got to change a whole holistic lifestyle. They got to change the way they think about food. They got to change the way they think about exercise. They got to enjoy exercising, right? Not just dreading exercising, because anything that you dread is something that you can only do for the short term. And if you want anything that's long term, it has to become from a place of enjoyment. Okay. So there's 3 levels of money manifestation. Okay, I'll begin first with the survival: thoughts, feelings, and actions. As you can see, thoughts and feelings belong to the inner world. Actions is the topsoil. And then when you merge the inner world plus the actions, you will get your outer world results. So somebody in a survival, having survival thoughts, what will she be thinking, right? Right? So what would she have been thinking about when she has a survival money thoughts? Okay, so some example is, I will have to wait until end of the month, then I'll get my salary. I have to wait until somebody agrees to lend me money, then I'll be able to pay this off. I will have to wait until I have to go and get the money from this person. I have to get this person owes me money. I have to get it back from her no matter what, right? On the other hand, somebody who is in overflowing is, I will just jump straight to level 3, who's in an abundant mindset, has a creator mindset. He knows that I can create money time and time and time again, and I will do it and I will make it happen. There's a totally different thought process, right? And they have zero waiting game. They have zero saving as well. They don't go out to save people, and they don't wait to be saved. But for those people who are in survival thoughts around money, they will say that this is what, which I would like to share about, that's what makes the CEO mindset very different from an employee mindset, is that the employee mindset is sitting there waiting for the salary to be paid. But the CEO mindset is someone who is going out there and knows that if she wants to create money this week, she can. If she wants to create money in 2 days, she can. If she wants to create money in 1 day, she can as well. Right? So survival thoughts, survival feelings. What is the survival feelings around money? They get intimidated by money. The bigger the amount, the bigger they get intimidated. They can handle 2,000, 3,000, but if you ask them to handle $10,000, $20,000, they feel intimidated. They feel overpowered, right? But get it, that money is just energy. And the bigger our energy, the bigger we're able to handle money as well. That is why you talk about increasing your capacity to receive money, also comes in from recognizing all of the different ways that money is being supported to you. Is that if you feel fear around money, if you feel intimidated, or you feel like, oh, you're doing this, but you doubt that money will come. If you doubt that money will come, then yes, money will not come. Okay? So for those people who end up in, sometimes they have, it can get pretty confusing to their body as well as to their energy, because they take action, they do action taking with faith, but their feelings are still unresolved. They still have fear around money. They still have emotional stories around money. Then they will still go back to survival. Any one missing piece in the past version, you are still in that past version. If you would like to upgrade to go from survival, purposeful, to overflowing, your whole body, mind, and soul as a holistic has to move forward. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions has to move into your new version. So even if you have purposeful thoughts, purposeful feelings, but you're still feeling indecisive around your business, indecisiveness around money issues, or sometimes you have misaligned clients, or sometimes you have money issues that you haven't cleared out, you have overthinking, you have very strong attachment to money, that even if you lose an investment and it hurts you so much that you have to take this money back, that's what we call strong attachment, you are still stuck in the survival actions of money, you are still in the survival zone. Right? And if you want to move forward into purposeful manifestation comes to a point where anything that you desire, you can and create that money. You create that momentum when money comes to you. Okay? Such as, for example, what is purposeful thoughts? that they have action taking with faith. They dance with the universe. They have a certain download that universe gives them an idea, and they take the action regardless of the outcome. Whether one person turns up, whether 2 people turn up, or whether 10 people turn up, they're going to show up as though a whole stadium is watching them, right? Yeah, they're going to show up as though a whole stadium is watching them, right? Because it doesn't matter to them the outcome. What matters is the action, and they leave the rest to the universe, right? How they feel around their money, they feel excitement, they feel eagerness, and most importantly, the one that gets you out of survival trap is a sense of safety. If you go back to my initial first few slides where I talk about the divine masculine, that you can never go into purposeful manifestation if you don't have a sense of safetyness around money. If you feel that money will always never show up, if you feel that money will never come true, if you feel that money will always disappoint you one way or another, you don't have a sense of safetyness around money, you are still in survival zone. And this is what our brain always does, that even though when we are clearly in a very safe zone, we are in a very safe environment, the DNA of being in a survival trap can be so overpowering that we keep thinking that we are in a survival trap. But the truth is that we have a house to live in, we have internet, we have water, we have food on the table, we are being provided for by our families. Is your brain trying to trick you? I think it is. Right? Okay, and then your purposeful actions would be impulsive hits. Impulsive hits, for example, are when you get downloaded by the universe and you immediately act on it. Okay, you're guided by intuition and you do a moment-to-moment creation. You're not too obsessed or you're not too fixated on how is the final vision going to be like, because you know that's not in your hands. You know that what is in your hands is that moment-to-moment creation. Yeah? Okay, and lastly, overflowing, right? What is in overflowing money manifestation? As you can see, the higher the level that you go, the deeper the faith that you have, the more we have to let go, because we are trying to receive bigger money and we are not able to receive bigger money if we don't create more space. The bigger space that you create will end up resulting in you having more space to receive as well. So for those who are in overflowing, their thoughts around money will be that they know that the money will appear, even if right now there is none. They know that money will always appear because they know that the divine masculine will always and always support the divine feminine. The divine feminine is the desire to provide for their family, the desire to pay for a travel trip, the desire to provide for a coaching package, the desire to grow the business. And they know that the money will appear some way, somehow, by magic. Okay, somebody who is in overflowing money feelings will also come from a place of service mindset, where they are putting out the message out there, not because they want it to be converted to an ROI, but because they want this powerful message to be given to the world. They want this gift to be given to the world so that they can help somebody else with this knowledge. It doesn't matter to them who is this being served. It is not in their position to reach out. It is the universe position to reach out to those who the universe knows needs it. Okay, and last and finally will be having very empowered feelings around money, that they are the creator of money. They can create anything that they desire. And if they have a certain desire, the divine masculine will show up. Okay, the actions are they have the ability to act without evidence. This is in fact one of the hardest ones to do, the most challenging, to act without evidence, because our human brain can be so desiring for external validation. So when we actually try to go and try to do ability to act without evidence, we are going against our very human nature. But it's exactly when we go against our human nature, we get the most transformational and the most amazing with unlimited potential results. They do little action and they ride on the high momentum. So they get very detached to the outcome. It doesn't matter who comes or who doesn't. As long as they put out their message, as long as they receive this intuitive download by the universe, they will do it. Okay? Lastly, becoming a miracle worker, right, requires your full trust. That's why I use the word magical miracle money, because it requires your full trust and the miracle-minded belief system of love. And if you really want to get Gabriel Bernstein has really wonderful books about how to transform fear to faith. I recommended this book to my client and she really shifted in terms of her energy. So the more that we want to step into miraculous zone, if you don't want hard work, you got to go for the opposite, which is miraculous. Okay, don't stand in the in-between. Either you end up hustling, or if you end up going for a miraculous world, then go for it fully. Right? Because standing in between gets you in between results as well, gets you dripping money. That's what we call money coming in a little bit, but you're not feeling the full essence. This is what we call dripping money. So after this training, I would love for you to write down which level do you identify the most with, right? And how has being there stopped you from having money in the most effortless way? How has being there, how has being in that certain level of survival, or where you have part of your thoughts in the survival thought, but your feelings is excitement, eagerness, and safetyness is so confusing, right? And as again, what I said is that as long as any portion is still stuck in the old version, you are in that old version, honey. You are in that old version. Okay, so lastly, share your takeaways on the event thread. If you're watching the replay, share your takeaways, because the more we share our takeaways, the more it will instill in our brain the new knowledge that we have taken in, so that we can step into our next version. Especially if for you, you love to go from survival to purposeful. It starts off with just feeling appreciative, having gratitude. So you can just try this out. Create every time when you're feeling lack, when you're feeling worry, write down 10 to 15 ways that your divine masculine is showing up. Divine masculine in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of your man. How are you being provided and supported time and time and time again? Create this sense of gratitude, create this sense of feeling that even when your mind is telling you that there is no safety, you are like, no, I know there is, and I'm going to write it down. Because that was what I did. That was what I did religiously when I acted without any evidence. I told myself that I know that the divine masculine will always show up. I know, and he has come to the point where I know that my money, time, and man will always show up as long as I show up in my divine feminine self. All right, so stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll be talking about tomorrow will be day 2. We'll be talking about emotional stories about money. And if you really love this training, do reach out to me. I would love to hear your reviews and how you feel after you have watched my training on day 1. All right, see you.